Welcome. Those that tuned in right away, you guys got a little surprise.
Man, I thought we were doing my Marvel show. I was like, shoot, I need
That's all right. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'll be forgetting what kind of show this is, bro.
Nick, Julius, Adam, back with you on a Wednesday, July 26th. Boys, we are doing the first ever Mount Rushmore. Not a lot of news, but some news. There's almost some catastrophic news that we'll get to. But all in all, Julius, my man, how have you been? Anything going on? Is it raining in Texas like it is here?
No rain in Texas. Matter of fact, it hasn't rained in Central Texas where I'm at.
Since 1981.
Seriously. I don't even remember what rain is. Like, is that water, liquid, solid?
You've had snow more recently than you've had rain. You know what I mean?
The ground is telling me it's thirsty. I can hear the ground talking to me. It's saying, "Please help me, Julius. Pour water on me. I'm dying."
Oh my gosh! Oh my god, that is not the case here. In fact, there were like tornado warnings all day.
Wow.
But it's kind of
our second like of the last like 10 days thunderstorm warning seems.
Yeah.
There was another one. Like I feel like. I don't remember which day, but it was a few days ago where rain was just coming down real hard. But all in all,
which is good though. Which is good because we need it. Our plants need it. Our grass needed it. Everything was brown. My plants weren't like I was spending buku bucks on water to try to keep my grass alive and my plants alive and all this stuff. And I don't need to right now. The Mother Nature's paying my bills for me, and that's just great. We love when that happens. So.
It's great when you have Mother Nature.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Let's dive into some news. Probably the biggest scare piece of news, whatever you want to call it, that happened this week. CJ Gardner Johnson went down with a non-contact injury, banging his thigh, banging the ground, had to be carted off. Lions fans were heartbroken. He was only on a 1-year deal. It was mostly guaranteed, so it was pretty much worst case scenario for Lions fans. And then all of a sudden, gets his x-rays back, and nothing, literally nothing. The dude, like, I don't know if he had some, like, Wolverine juice in him and just, like, healed up in minutes or what. But this was, I honestly cannot remember a time of any player where you see some sort of non-contact injury. And it's not just, not a season ender. It's not a miss 1 to 2 games. It's like miss 1 to 2 days of practice. So, boys, were you as thrilled as me? Because I was driving home, notification popped up, and I did a yes out loud. I was happy.
Man, it was a roller coaster of emotions. And I don't mean the kid ride at your local fairground. I mean the Top Thrill dragster. It took you, but in reverse, it took you all the way down and then brought you all the way back up. It was too much to handle early. Like, what time was it? It was like noon, not even noon yet in the afternoon. You know what I mean? Like in the day. And it was ridiculous. At first, it was like, okay, next man up, Brian Branch season. But then we get him back and we're like, hey, wait your turn, Brian Branch. Let's get CJ back up in here. The dude has the biggest relationship with Aaron Glenn, calls him a father figure. They've been working with each other for a long, long time. I believe it went back to like high school or collegiate days. And to lose him before the season starts would be just be really, really, really tough, right? That's something hard. That's a pill that's hard to swallow. But we don't have to worry about it right now. However, I don't know about you guys. I am on pins and needles now about him. Like, if his knee, it seems like it's like ready to blow, right? It's like that tire that's like bald and threaded and it's shaking. Something's about to blow here. But if he's healthy, he's healthy. And right now he's healthy. So I am very happy, but it was a lot to handle.
Injuries are our biggest scare, guys.
Mhm.
But listen, I am very prideful about this season, right? So when this news first dropped, I pretended not to care. We didn't have him last year, so we don't even know what it's like with him. So if he blows out his ACL, Brian, like you said, Brian Branch, let's go. One pride. As long as we got golf, Amon Ra, the main core, we good. But I was very happy to know that we did not lose CJ Gardner Johnson for the season because honestly, with him in our secondary, it honestly just makes it so much better with him.
We would assume
the
on
best
paper,
defender in the NFL.
right? On paper, it does. 6 interceptions last year before injury, pre-injury, like that. And now again, Adam, I believe you brought this up last episode, maybe 2 episodes ago. It's like now we've seen that before. We've seen Amani Aurora get 6 interceptions in a season and be like, he's a god, and then all of a sudden be like, what the hell? He had 6 holding calls or pass interference calls in a row. So we do trust in CJGJ, but the big thing is that he's young. He's 25 years old. He is still very young, and he is playing for his. I don't want to say he's playing for his career, but
Big contract.
He's he's betting on himself, right? It's a bet on himself contract, right? And this is vital, not just for the Lions, not just for let's take it out of us, right? Let's take it out of our ideas and our mindsets, and let's put it into CJ, who goes down where Jared Goff comes over and is like telling him that it's gonna be okay, and like he thinks his make it or break it season is over before day 2 of training camp, and that's a hard thing to even think about. Like that, I can't imagine like how much emotions he went through. Like I say it's an emotional roller coaster for us as fans. For him, I can't even imagine. So bless the Lord that he is on the field, because not just for us and us selfishly Lions fans wanting to see victories, but for him, for our player, for the player that's on the team that we root for and maybe criticize too much. Like he's good, and that's just great for everyone. So
yeah, I got 2 last points on CJ, and number 1 is I do not like Eagles fans. We have now made enemies with Eagles fans. They took a lot of victory laps. We're like, in your face, that's what you get.
Facts.
We played a little reverse Uno on the asses and was like, well, bam, guess what? He's not even hurt. And we got all your receipts. So
leads me real quick to the best GIF ever posted about it, which I believe was you, Adam, and it is Willy Wonka's fake leg injury into a somersault and jump up, and he goes. I died rolling on the ground laughing at that, just out loud laughing at work, just like this is gold. This is internet gold right here.
That's literally kind of how it went, because it went by so fast. Because literally found out by the end of the day that he was pretty much fine as it is. But number 2, if he actually would have gotten a serious injury, knock on wood, as well as all the stuff we're talking about, we would have lost the locker room guy that thought we were getting to replace Jamal. There was just a couple videos of him going around being a goofball, clowning around, being funny. And there was one in particular where I think it was Amon Ra giving a serious interview, and he's just in the background, like doing these silly faces, trying to make whoever is watching the video laugh. And sure enough, it did. And it just showed, okay, he's a funny guy. This is a young dude. He's got a good personality. Maybe this is someone who can help replace Jamal Williams, like anime, all sorts of goofball, Ninja Turtles, crazy stuff that he would always talk about. But all in all, thankful he did not get hurt. Unfortunately, James Williams kind of got hurt. He had a leg injury. It was kind of just, I believe that it was more blown up than what it really was. It does stink to see him have a leg injury, given what he missed time with. It was an ACL, I believe. And he's only going to miss a day or 2. He's also suspended first 6 games, so it's like he's got a lot of time to get healthy. So I'm not too concerned, but I guess, does Jamo concern either of you guys? Is this like something like, I don't know, these injuries are, they're nagging. Nick, you look concerned.
Julius saying no. We'll let him go. He feels
it's day to day. I mean, and he's suspended the first 6 games. I mean,
right.
Like it don't even matter. He could like have a 2-week minor ankle sprain, and I'd be like, okay, heal up, Jamo. Study the playbook.
I don't know. No, of course, the injury doesn't concern us, right? Because again, like you said, he's got a 6-week regular season recovery time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also not gonna sit here and just sugarcoat it. Like it is. Jameson Williams needs to be on the field during practice with Jared Goff. One, because Jared Goff is a quarterback that relies heavily on chemistry. Two, because Jameson Williams hasn't been on the field like in the NFL. Like he just hasn't played a lot. Like this was his offseason. And I get he's suspended for 6 weeks, but he still has an offseason with the Lions where he can build rapport with Goff, with everyone. And any little bits of time missed is little bits of that. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is a little extra. It's just that little extra. And I want Goff on the I want Williams on the field with Goff as much as possible. It made me so happy to see a couple weeks ago or a week ago that Goff and Williams and a few other players were working out together. And
you make a good point, Nick. Yeah. We already know he's not going to be able to play the first 6 games with Goff. Yep. So it's like, I want every minute possible. And
every second possible. Yes.
It's a little injury. You're not going to miss too much time, but still that's time you can't get back. So
especially in today's NFL where they limit the practices so much. It's not like it was in the 90s and early 2000s where you could just go and practice and practice and practice, and you were expected to practice and practice and practice. This is a different era where you have a lot of time. You're trying to rest your body. It's more focused on like body healing and body management. And this is just, it scares. It really does scare me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, no, don't get me wrong. I've done drafted him in both my in Scott Fish Bowl and my Scott Fish Bowl Mirror League. Like, I got the utmost faith in him, but trying not to sugarcoat this and make this just a slappy Lions show. Like we should think about the idea that Goff needs the utmost amount of time to build his chemistry with his receivers and running backs. And Gibbs seems like he's building that chemistry in his rookie year better than Jameson Williams is in his second year. And I hope I'm wrong because I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know. This is just speculation, but I feel like this is something we should be thinking about. I don't know when do we stop allowing Jameson Williams to just not be there, not be on the field, not be making these viral catches on the internet. When do we stop giving him time? Because he's the first rounder, we traded up for him, and it was big Brad Holmes trade. Do we give him 4 years? Like, and by 4 years, if he's not the best wide receiver in the NFL, then maybe we might have some problem.
No.
Okay.
We give him this year.
It'll be this year. Okay.
He got to show something this year.
Got to show something.
I agree. Last year. I'm talking about when he come back, he immediate impact.
Immediate impact.
And
one reverse.
If he has 2 games, 8 catches, 200 yards in those 2 games, just 2 solid games, and the rest are just go quiet. That
multi-catch game. I want to see one.
Not even multi-catch. I want like 8, 9, 10 catches. Yeah. I want Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams to compete for like 30% target share. And Laporta and
I don't even want that. Jamo, his first year coming back week 6. I'm talking 3 catches for 120 and 2 TDs.
Randy Moss style. No, I got
because there's so many weapons and we rely so much on our running game. Jamo would just be the perfect blow off the top of the defense when they least expect it. Play action.
That's not what I want. I want him. He's the number one, or he was the 12th draft pick in his. He should be getting more targets than Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's not what I want, but I'm saying he should be. He just should be. Like he should be getting that. It should be like if Jameson Williams isn't getting the target every single play, then they are triple covering him or double covering him, and we have to go to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And obviously that's not how it's going to be, but I wanted him to be that good. And maybe that's a little biased, but I want it.
Well, boys, in 16 days, in just 1 quarter, we're going to see some Goff, Amon-Ra, and some Jamo. Hopefully, if they're all healthy.
I don't know if we're gonna see it in game one, but maybe.
I feel like I don't know. Do they ramp? I feel like they put the starters on game one, or is it game three?
Everybody. The whole
Okay. So right, like Adam's saying, like now there's 3 preseason.
He'll get a
games.
quarter or half.
You think in game? Yeah, probably preseason game one.
I think the very first game he'll get 2-3 drives, and then that maybe 1 drive in the second game.
Okay, I'm gonna actually ask you guys a question right now and write this answer down. Hold on, let me get a piece of paper that I can write down on, and we're gonna save
predictions about some Jared Goff preseason snaps.
No, we are gonna do predictions on Jameson Williams preseason snaps, and we're gonna specifically narrow it down to game one.
Interesting.
Game one in 16 days. This injury is not a big deal per both of you. In 16 days, how many snaps do we see Jameson Williams play?
If it's the Panthers, none, because we play the Panthers in the regular season, and I don't think we'll show a single card to them, which is also odd that we play a team in the preseason that we play in the regular season. But I don't expect the Lions to, even if it is week 1 or week 2 or whatever, I don't expect them to, show anything. But the Panthers, I will say 0. I think we're going to see like a split of I think Jamo will run a tad bit with the second team. I would be surprised if he's out there for the first drive of the second team with Sudfeld. That Hooker's going to be playing it all.
Who are you talking about? You're talking about Jameson Williams going out there for the second team?
I think yes.
In the first game?
No. So who? I don't know. Do we know who we're playing the first game?
Carolina? You say that, it sounds like it's right. I don't know. It's August 11th. Regardless of that, as you look that up, Adam, Julius, let's get to your answer. How many snaps do you think he plays?
I can see him playing a whole half, in the first game, because you want to get his, he needs that. He needs those reps. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the reps he missing with the injuries. He needs those reps. But will he have it with Jared Goff? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? It's going to probably be with Nate Sudfeld or Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know.
Something else we could talk about.
All right, so we go with Giants, Jaguars, Panthers. So Panthers are game 3, which I don't think a single starter will play. So game.
How many snaps does Jameson Williams play, boys, in the first preseason game against the Giants? Adam, you sticking with 0?
I will go 8.
Okay. Julius.
I go 20.
Okay.
Julius rampant. Okay.
I am going to take Adam's answer and say 0. I bet he doesn't play in the first preseason game.
Okay. Do we know what the Lions did last year in that regard?
No,
I know he didn't play in that preseason game because he was still kind of injured, but yeah.
No idea. And also, I don't think Hendon Hooker will be playing in any preseason.
No way. I doubt he will.
No. But did we put him on the PUP list? We had to have put him on the PUP list. Hi, Mary. We got some dead air right now.
Jaguars. I think we're gonna ramp him up a bit. I'm gonna go 16 snaps.
Okay, so you're saying? Oh wait, it's week 2.
Yes.
Week.
So 2, I think he's getting 24 total, and he might, depending on now, I'm getting frisky again. Depending on if we play the Panthers in the first, we don't play the first.
No, we play Giants. You said Giants, Jags.
But if we play the Panthers in the first 6 weeks, it doesn't matter if Jamo plays because he can't play in the real game.
Well, we won't play. We don't play. I don't think any team play the starters in week 3 anymore. It's like the week 4.
Yeah,
they get it done in the first 2. That's why I don't know. I'm interested. We've spent a lot of time, but this Jameson Williams injury, which is supposedly nothing.
Oh,
I don't know.
Well, I could be insane. Actually, no. I don't think Goff even played last year. Because he didn't play in the first game.
We don't need to risk the regular season.
I almost don't. After the CJ GJ, I almost said shut him down for practice. Wait until week 1. You know what I mean?
He's heavy. Played it. We don't need Goff on the field.
No, we don't
need Amon Ra on the field.
But if we don't have Goff on the field, what are we just doing? Sudfeld for 4 quarters? Which isn't the worst thing.
Okay, so the Lions had
Steven Montez off the practice squad. Give him some throws.
Yes. Wait, who?
Is he still on his team, Steven Montez?
I don't know who that is.
From Nebraska. Didn't we undrafted free agent? Or I'm thinking of Martinez.
I do know who you're talking about. I don't know.
So we didn't play any starters for the first 2 preseason games last year, but the third preseason game we played everyone for one drive. I think Goff came out, Swift played, Jamal played, and then Amon-Ra played as well. So
I bet we
the very first drive.
I bet we're not playing any starters week 1, week 2, and then maybe week 3.
No, you might be onto something, Nick. Brings me to my next question. Not really, but I'll just get to my next question. And that's, have you guys seen the Quarterbacks TV show or Netflix show or whatever you want to call it? With Pat Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota. Pretty good.
Loved that show. And even my wife loved that show, which she will not watch anything football.
Do you love it enough to where you'd want to see Goff on there?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes. I want Goff, and I know Stafford turned it down last year, but I want Stafford this year, and I want Burrow. Burrow, Stafford, Goff. That's the perfect combo, in my opinion.
Right. Julius, would you like to see Jared Goff, or do you not want any cards shown?
I would love to see Jared Goff. I'm a big documentary fan, and this is a well-produced documentary, and it's directly related to what we talk about every week. So, of course, I want Goff on it so we can talk about it.
Yeah, I think it would be cool. I agree with you, Nick. Stafford, Goff, Burrow, would be perfect. But unfortunately, a lot of players have been saying no. Hurts, Tua, Stafford, a couple other guys have said no. So it'll be interesting who they get. It wouldn't shock me if they had to get, just a star player from a different position and they just changed the name or something, because there's only 32 starting quarterbacks. What are they going to do? Go get a backup? I mean, maybe that's interesting. I don't know.
I bet Baker will say yes, right? Baker is obviously loves the limelight. I feel like
they do have a couple in their back pocket, and they're just trying to get a big name right now.
Baker's ready to go.
It's like ultimately, like a fringe quarterback, like Sam Darnold, even Trey Lance, one of those guys. Like, I'm sure they're getting paid a nice chunk of money. So if you might not be the starter next year, go take that bag.
Just run it back with Mahomes. Let's see what he's doing in his next year of life. Shoot,
I would like for them to maybe showcase rookies, the rookie quarterbacks: Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Hendon Hooker, Anthony Richardson. That would be
cool. Quarterbacks, season 2, rookie.
Yes, rookie edition. I like it. What else just aired was, some of it, the NFL Top 100, and it has been straight garbage. So we'll talk a little bit about it, but ultimately they ranked Justin Fields insanely high. We all thought he was going to be left off the top 100. We saw Trevor Lawrence get snubbed. I think he was like 86, 96. He was high. But ultimately, Justin Fields comes in at 76, which shocked everyone. He was rated higher than Trevor Lawrence, which is just blasphemous. Probably going to get rated higher than Jared Goff, which is just not true at all. I get he could run fast, but doesn't make a good quarterback. So the only player we've seen so far out of the Detroit Lions is Aiden Hutchinson. I do expect we'll see 2 more, and that'll be Sewell and Amon-Ra. Also wouldn't surprise me to see both of those guys get snubbed, and it's just Hutchinson is the only one on this list. So, Julius, we're going to kick it to you. Who else do you think we're going to see? Is it just going to be Amon-Ra and Sewell, or what?
Well, Fields, they overrate him because he's a running back. He hasn't shown he could throw the ball. He hasn't even led the Bears to the playoffs. But besides that, back to
fun to watch. That's kind of why.
Aiden Hutchinson, Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff. Those are 4 right there that deserve at least honorable mention. Frank Ragnow could easily make this list, and he's made it in the past. Taylor Decker, friend of the show, can easily make this list, and I don't think he's.
Yes, he's made it in the past. I'm pretty sure
he has made it in the past. He can make this list. And then that's pretty much it. That's like 5 or 6 names. That's how far the Lions have come with talent acquisition. So they're gonna disrespect us, just like Madden does, just like whatever. But it's okay because we're getting the most bets to win the Super Bowl.
I will say, I think this will be the last year of that like true disrespect where people like you ask a casual, are the Detroit Lions good? And they're like, oh no, they're a joke, terrible franchise. Now it's gonna be like, well, they have been doing pretty good lately. And I think it's going to branch out and the media where we're going to see Madden ratings where we'll be like, finally, Amon-Ra at 92, finally Hutch at 94, stuff like that. Where granted they might not be there yet, but they could be and should be. So, Nick, any thoughts on the NFL Top 100?
Great to see Aiden Hutchinson even at number 88 after rookie.
I agree
year.
too.
By the end of this, you tell me how many rookies made the top 100 this year. It'll be 2.
2, yes.
It'll be 2, and they're gonna overproduce Sauce because that's what the media does, and that's great. It is what it is. I don't know who was the offensive last year.
I was thinking that too. I was like,
there's probably Breece Hall, maybe Damian Pierce, maybe Chris Olave.
Garrett Wilson will make it. I bet.
Garrett Wilson was the offensive rookie of the year.
Right, Garrett Wilson. He'll probably make. So maybe 3. Maybe 3. No quarterback.
Defensive, top 2 defensive though.
So, and not the number 1 draft pick. It's great. We cannot overshadow that. Aiden Hutchinson made it. The NFL players, not the AP poll, not PFF, not the fanalists, the NFL players who also said that Justin Fields was the 76th best player in the NFL. Maybe that's something to take note of. Said Aiden Hutchinson is the 88th best player in the entire NFL after 1 year on a 9-8 Detroit Lions team. After getting 3 sacks in 1 game and finishing with 9.5 sacks, getting 6.5 sacks over a 16-game span. But it wasn't about that, right? It was his interceptions. It was his run defense. We saw all in the little clip. That's amazing. That is amazing. And that's what tells me, because cornerbacks, other than Darrelle Revis, don't last. That's what tells me having, what's his name, Zonovan Knight from Minnesota say that he's a future Hall of Famer. That's the kind of stuff that gets me excited, gets the Kool-Aid flowing. Who else do I think can make the top 100? We listed them all. We listed Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, and Frank Ragnow. You guys also said Jared Goff. He will not be a top 100. No way, no shape or form. NFL players think Justin Fields is better than him because he's a better athlete, and it is what it is. Jared Goff isn't a top 100. But ASB, Sewell, and Ragnow all have the potential to be. I don't know if any of them actually even make it. I think Aiden will be our only one.
I think Amon-Ra,
maybe
only
Sewell.
because
what about Decker or CJ Gardner Johnson?
Correct. Neither of well, I don't think either of them make it, but they both have the potential to. Absolutely. I think Sewell would be the one that the NFL players,
Sewell, Amon-Ra. Those are the 2. Yeah,
St. Brown could. I don't know. What receivers have been listed so far? Do we know? Does anyone know any wide receivers that have been listed? Like a single one of them?
Off the top of my head.
Okay. Because it depends on where that receiver that has been listed so far ranks.
I believe I saw a list when it got down to about 80, and I think I saw Garrett Wilson's name. Then we mentioned him. I think I saw his name.
I would hope that NFL players assume St. Brown or rank St. Brown better than Garrett Wilson. But maybe not. I don't know.
I think I saw Christian Kirk's name.
But real quick, also, if Christian Kirk is on it, then St. Brown better be up there. Anyways, you guys also had mentioned that Adam mentioned that this is the last year that people, the casuals, are going to be like, Lions, they'll lose. I was just watching Pardon the Interruption from yesterday because I record them and then we'll watch them the day after. And it's getting to a point where I can't watch that show anymore. That was the only ESPN show I could continue to watch because I really do like the 2 guys that run it. I can't remember their names right now. Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser. Wilbon gets asked about the Lions, and he starts going off about how bad they are, says he won't watch them on Hard Knocks this year. Whoops. And then says something else like egregiously terrible, wrong about them. And then says, I will take the field over the Lions because they're the Lions, and they do this every year, and they never win. And I sat there and watched this ESPN content and thought, what are we doing? This is garbage TV. This is garbage. Obviously, we know ESPN is garbage. We've seen the layoffs. We get that. This was the last show that I had a spot in my heart for, and it is completely washed away now. Michael Wilbon, you fucking suck. So That's what I got to say.
I love it. Love it. Go off, Nick. I couldn't really find much because they make the NFL. I remember this, hunting for this a couple years ago. They make the NFL top 100 list. Just impossible to Google to find. It's just you have to search through a million different links. But DeAndre Hopkins clocked in at 90, if that means anything. Kind of opposite players and ages.
Would we think St. Brown finishes above DeAndre Hopkins?
He should.
DeAndre Hopkins had, I believe, 950 yards in just 12 games last year or something like that, of 11 games. I don't know if St. Brown finishes above him, to be all honest. I just don't think we get the respect that we deserve. No respect. We get no respect, as Robert Dangerfield once said.
Well. You boys are getting a little help here because we are about to do our first ever current Lions Mount Rushmore. We'll each go 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, little snake draft order. Me, Julius, and Nick gonna pick current Lions players, go one by one, and we'll let you guys vote to see who has the best. And this could be, I don't know, play, swag, just, feel, whatever. Just we're going top 4 Detroit Lions current players. I wanted to do legendary of all time, but I was like, man, the people, whoever goes 1 and 2 gets Barry and Calvin, and that's a big advantage.
Even though with this, it's like you get your which we all get one. You have your top 3, and then it's pretty much a crapshoot. You do whatever you want.
That's true.
Real quick, too, Julius, what are you drinking over there? You drinking beer on the show? I don't think I've ever seen you drink a beer on this show.
I'm actually having a Jack Cola.
Jack Cola.
Yeah.
Enlighten us. So this isn't one that you pre-made at home. This is
no. This is the brand. This is the Jack Daniel's branded cola, Jack Cola. Yeah.
Does it taste delicious?
Yes, it tastes like a one that I would make at home.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I've had them.
Yeah.
How many does it take to get you smiling?
See, if I make my own Jack Cola, maybe 2 or 3. But This one, I might have to drink a 6-pack.
I love it. All right, I'm just curious. I love it.
All right, I'm going Mr. number 88, Aiden Hutchinson. Dude's a beast. When we drafted him last year, he was coming from Michigan, so I was a little biased on wanting him, but it all came true. He was a stud, was getting sacks, getting interceptions, fumble recoveries, making plays, ripping David Montgomery, new teammate, to the ground, not letting him score touchdowns, just wreaking havoc all around in year 1. So if this man can do all this stuff in year 1, crack the top 100, prove to his peers like we were just talking about that he is worthy to be in the top 90, he is worthy to be one of the 2 defensive rookies on this list. So Aiden Hutchinson, I think he's the 101, could possibly be debated. But Julius, let's see who you got.
I'm adding to my Mount Rushmore the cornerstone of the Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes Detroit Lions era, Mr. Panay Sewell himself.
Ooh. All right.
Oh, this is going in reverse order of what my draft board was. Great picks, guys. Great picks. Aiden Hutchinson, 88th best player in the league. Penei Sewell, probably going to be the 52nd best player in the league.
Ooh, I see what you're doing here, Nick.
And you're leaving me with the third best. This is what I'm saying. There was top 3. There's a top 3, and then there's
that's why you wanted the turn.
So you win 88. I'm guessing Sewell comes in at 51, and I'm guessing my man comes in right around 39, right? 30. Should be top 10. Definitely top 10 at his position. If
a lot of praise for Jared Goff.
Not Jared Goff. No. We'll go with the man, the myth, and the legend. I'll drop one ball, the very first ball off the jugs, and catch 201 straight passes off of the jugs. If you look at his body, it is what men wish they could be. Is something of sculpted from the gods,
the
sun gods, indubitably. We'll go with Mr. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Come on, he was my number 1. To be honest, I thought you guys would take him. I'm not gonna lie. Aiden, I can see because the Michigan. Sewell, I did have at number 2 as well. And I had ASB number 1. But we get to snake it, right? So it sticks with me. Go Lions. Let's see who we have for the 4th pick.
Now it's going to get interesting. Now
it's a crapshoot. Now it's just who do you think? What do you think? Who do you want? I should go with the most reasonable pick. I should go with the most reasonable pick that makes my Mount Rushmore look cool, like just look nice and sturdy and healthy from the trenches. You know, you need some good interior foundation for your Mount Rushmore, or it's gonna fall down. But we're not gonna do that. Let's double up on wide receivers. Give me Jameson Williams in my Mount Rushmore. Give me Jamo as the 4th pick. I don't care. I don't care what I said earlier. I don't care what anyone says. Like I said, I drafted him in every league so far I'm in. I love Jamo. The guy is a freak of nature, and I want him. Oh, I don't care. Give me Jamo.
See, in 3 years, Nick, you could have the best list right here with that pick.
Yeah, we'll be bookmarking this. We'll be coming back to this for sure.
I like it.
Julius again.
Back to you, Julius.
Julius is right in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you. Oh, we might get sued for that. Oh, he's muted. The classic mute. All right.
I'm gonna make a possibly controversial pick here with myself.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Couple
frisky ones
already sitting up there, chiseled in stone. And next to him, I'm gonna add another man of stone. Jack Campbell himself, the rookie linebacker out of Iowa, who I expect to become one of the leaders of our defense year 1.
Oh, my God.
Jack Campbell. I think that was a reach, Julius.
He was off of my list, bro.
Jack Campbell has already taken over the starting middle linebacker job in training.
Yeah.
And he can end up the phantom rookie captain.
I gotta say, Julius, he wasn't even my top-rated Jack on my list.
He was not my top-rated Jack either.
You want to go ahead and steal Rodrigo?
Oh, you guys!
I love where this is going.
You left me with my 104, my 4th best pick, and now I get 2. Oh. I'm going with Weapon X, Mr. the cheat code, as Nick would say. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Damn it. I wanted him.
The most electric player for the Lions. I'm sorry, Jamo.
As Dwayne The Rock Johnson would say, the most electrifying man.
Exactly. Jamo's just going to have to sit and watch and be like, that could have been me if I just didn't have a damn FanDuel addiction. But I'll be there in 6 weeks.
Oh, no, we're a Lions show.
That's true. Jamo knows I love him. It's all for the best. But ultimately, Jahmyr Gibbs, I think when Jamo does come back, these guys are going to be like, yo, we're the 2 fastest people on the field at all times. We are going to dominate. I think they're going to have a Waddle and Tyreek type connection type, play style where it's like too much speed when they're both doing their thing. So Jahmyr Gibbs, I love him as a 104. I think he's a stud. I don't know. I might have to go a little rogue, go a little defensive, and go Kirby Joseph.
Fuck you, dude. You took both of my guys.
I was really leaning towards a different defensive back. I got my list. I'm looking right at it. And Kirby, I don't know. He popped up a little more. Kirby Joseph. We were talking about CJ Gardner Johnson having, some personality, being the new Jamal Williams. But Kirby Joseph, man, you give him some spotlight. This dude is a dog. He's got that dog mentality. He's got just that winning mentality. He's already defeated Aaron Rodgers, which just gives him all the confidence in the world, which I love. Nick, we saw his draft day when his little brother was, or maybe cousin, whoever, little kid next to him was going crazy with him. He was going hype. He's just all about the fans. One of the best people for the fans. So keep my eye. But ultimately, Kirby Joseph, I think he's going to take a huge step next year. I think he'll be a top 12 safety come end of the season. I think he'll be definitely proven towards a lot more competitors.
Leave it up to Adam to start crying while talking about Kirby Joseph, dude. That's fucking respect right there, dude.
Fly flew my eye.
I love Kirby so much. All right, Julius. I do believe Riley Patterson is still on the board for you.
Hey, I highly considered making Jack Fox the best punter in the league, and
I have him on my list, so don't think you're.
But I'm not going to use this pick on Jack Fox or Riley Patterson. I'm going to show my respect to the man himself, Jared Goff. Okay, the disrespect has to end. All right, he showed us last year he could lead us. You know, he has his limitations. You know, we know that. We know exactly who he is. We drafted his potential replacement in the draft, you know, and this guy hasn't said nothing. He's still working hard. This is everything we want him to be right now. I'm adding Jared Goff to the Mount Rushmore because if we do anything big this season, he's the guy we're going to be remembering it for.
That's so true. That is so true. And then what did we see today that broke out? I believe Eric Schlitt was the one. I don't know. I think it was someone from Lions Pride or whatever that site is. Anyways, they tweeted out there was one tweet randomly, no context, sent from Goff to Ben Johnson this year, and it was this offseason, and it was St. Brown, comma, huge year. All right. Well, yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
You might want to draft the guy 1-1. 1-1.
What? So I get back to back. These are my last two picks, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this was too fun of a game. We need to stretch this to the double Mount Rushmore. We got a lot of people left on the board, a lot of good offensive linemen, a lot of good defensive players, Pro Bowlers, All Pros, league leaders, a lot of good people. I can't let Frank Ragnow go any longer, right? I don't give a fudge about his toe. Man, saw that off like oh my gosh, no, I'm getting too old. What safety cut off his pinky during the game or whatever for Ronnie Lott, wasn't it? Or who? Oof. I think it was Ronnie Lott. I think it was Ronnie Lott cut off a finger during a game for the 49ers and continued to play. That is what Frank Ragnow might have to do. And that I'm okay with because he would do it. Get rid of that toe. Frank Ragnow, you're on the team with Jamos and Amon-Ra. I got nothing but offensive players. I don't like that. We got to get a defensive guy in here. You left me with a few good ones. And I want to take my guy. I really do because I love him. So I'm going to do it. I don't know who I want to draft right now. I'm trying to stall because I don't even know who I want to draft. I'm not going to lie. There's 4 guys. I should draft any of these. He's back like the Undertaker. Give me CJ Gardner Johnson. 6 interceptions last year. Spicy. This guy's going to be great. He's going to be our Lynch tone to our defense. It's going to be big. He's the slot corner. He is that's who's going to be covering these slot guys. This is who he's on a make it or break it deal. His knee might be on its last thread, but damn it, if he can play all season, he will be vital for our team. I'm going to leave a lot of people on the board, but I'm taking CJ Gardner Johnson. Julius. Mr. Mute, as we'll call him.
I am not mute at this moment.
Okay.
What is my 3 so far?
Penei Sewell, Jack Campbell, and Jared Goff. I just had to laugh at Jack because, because I love Julius's draft so far.
I love my draft. And with this last one, I am torn between a few guys. I got a couple controversy guys I can put on there.
The damn Jack Campbell pick threw off my whole draft board, dude. There were too many good people up
I got something for y'all.
Okay. Alex Anzalone. No, I'm just joking.
John Kaminsky.
Oh my gosh, you're going crazy off the board.
You mentioned The Undertaker.
I did mention The Undertaker.
CJ Gardner Johnson. John Kaminsky is his brother Kane.
What a reference. Are you kidding me, Julius? You are knocking it out the park.
That's who John Kaminsky is. He's Kane. Okay? And I'm telling you, he's gonna have a huge year. just seeing what he did last year, they're going to use him perfectly.
Right.
He's going to be all the double teams with Aiden Hutchinson. It's not going to work this year. John Kaminsky he might have double-digit sack here. And I love the culture he brings to the team. And he's Kane.
That's incredible. That was incredible.
Julius, we love you here.
Julius, you were about to get roasted on Twitter for your top 4 Mount Rushmore.
Do not roast me because Jack Campbell and John Kane Kaminsky will come for you.
John Kaminsky.
Are you kidding me?
John Kaminsky.
Are you kidding me?
John
Julius?
Kaminsky will come for you.
There goes Nick's phone.
Roast me if you want on Twitter.
Julius is knocking it out of the park right now.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jack Campbell.
So many names.
So many names in so little time. I got the honorable mentions ready to be shouted out.
There's a few. I don't know. I got Kirby, Gibbs, and Hutch. Let's go with.
Okay.
I kind of feel like I need a veteran later, but I kind of feel like I need some young blood. But I'm also going to go with friend of the show, Taylor Decker, wrapping up the podcast. Had to build in the trenches. Got to go 2 offense, 2 defense. The perfect, well-rounded team. Decker brings some leadership, like I mentioned, to this Mount Rushmore. Hutch is just the beast. Gibbs, Weapon X, Mr. Cheat Code. And then Kirby is just Kirby Joseph. That's all you need to know. Kirby Joseph. But
Thank you for taking Decker, by the way. If we would have ended this and no one would have drafted friend of the show, Taylor Decker, we would have no more friends of the show.
Well, we got some other guys. Rodrigo was left off. I think he could definitely been on there.
Yep.
James Houston.
Yep.
Another solid name.
Yep.
Tracy Walker, one of the big people fans.
Mm-hmm. To keep rallying him off, Aleem McNeil, Aleem the Dream. Jonah Jackson, Pro Bowler, who's just vitally underappreciated in Detroit. Cam Sutton, who we just went and got. Jack Fox, who we mentioned many a times. Mr. David Montgomery, who we saw get whipped back by the running, I don't know, slingshot, whatever that is. It was great. Alex Anzalone, Mr. Fabio, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, Jason Kabinda, Marvin Jones, Josh Reynolds. John Kaminsky, I guess, made the list, though.
There's a couple guys you didn't name that I had on my
Jerry Jacobs.
Isaiah Buggs. Yeah.
Tom Kennedy.
Kennedy, Julius. What are we doing?
Listen, Brock Wright.
Scott Daly.
Nate Sudfeld. Like, he's probably in the Mount Rushmore.
I think that's all I have.
Papaloti Vitae.
I mean, I think Eddie's going to be on the team. Might as well throw Bridgewater on my Mount Rushmore at this point.
Jerry Jacobs.
Oh, I love these.
I love this show so much. I'm so
well, lucky for the listeners. You guys get to vote on this. We will have the poll and the tweet up with a little picture of who selected who, so you're not going to have to just go back and replay the episode. But you'll be able to look, vote, check out the Twitter at Honolulu Blues _. We'll have it up maybe tonight, tomorrow, one of those times. But ultimately, boys, this is a fun Mount Rushmore. I think we might have to be doing similar, some more of these, some Lions-esque style, interesting. You never know. You have a plan going. Draft one guy. The next thing you know, you got a Julius that just throws you out of whack.
And then you got to. I tried to play that. Like trying to handle things.
Nick's trying to amp it up. Trying
to amp it up. You're right. You're right. I wasn't trying to play it quiet. You're right.
I love it. As always, Honolulu Blues Show. Check us out individually at Nick Faber NFL, Julius the Fifth Top, myself, Everyday FFB. We will see you guys all next